Right, so first off, it's one of the horizontal sections. So this is going to be the base. Down that goes, and we've got the nuts at the back, no nuts at the front. Well, depending which way around in the room you want it, obviously. So obviously in this case, the back's here, which is where the nuts are. Next off, well, we'll get the bolts out. So we want 2 there, 4 in that corner, 4 in that corner, and 2 in that corner. That's your spare one, so we don't need that today. Next off, one of the sides. This is the side, obviously, with the door hinges on. Door hinges need to point upwards. That's where the door is going to go on. That's just held on now with a couple of bolts. We only need to do these up finger tight. They don't need to be very tight at all at this stage. It's not going to go anywhere, but obviously do be careful. You don't want to push it or knock it because you might damage the bolt. So be careful while it's loose, but basically it's not going to go anywhere as is. Next, the back section goes on, and that just again rests on the base there. A couple of bolts, just in finger tight again. You'll see why we only do them finger tight in a moment. Next, the last side needs to go on, and that again just rests on the top. The catch there for the door catch is always nearer the top of the cage. So the longer section at the bottom, the shorter section here always goes at the top. Again, just a couple of bolts, loosen the end, only with your fingers at the moment. And then it's on the top. So we need to find the nut holes. There they are at the back. And that just rests onto the top. And again, we're just going to pop the bolts in. These are just, again, finger tight for now. And so we just need to get all 6 bolts in. It says loosely. Right, now the cage is just loosely assembled, just leaves the door to put on. And that just simply drops onto the hinges in the open position. It gets easier with a bit of practice. On it goes. Close the door up and get the locking pin in. So now it's all together. All we need to do now is tighten up the bolts. Now we don't need to tighten the bolts up that tight. That is all that's needed. So when your arm's out straight, it's just as much as you can turn with your wrist. And that's all that's needed. Hold it together absolutely fine. Obviously, you really don't want to be putting all your weight on it because you don't want to damage any of the nuts. There we are, just 12 bolts hold the whole thing together. This video is obviously being done in real time here, so you can see just how quick the whole process is. So once you've got it down to a fine art, it's 5 or 6 minutes to put a cage together. And there we are, one cage.